Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking on to Dreaded D-Rose Report. A couple live news. Let's go. WWE newcomer Mason Ryan, his real name is Barry Griffith, by the way, was born in Gwynedd, Wales. Anyway, according to the UK Daily Post newspaper, though, Ryan's hometown, though, isn't happy about being snubbed. He's actually from, they're billing him from Cardiff on WWE, which I think that Gwynedd deal is too hard to pronounce, probably. Anyway, he's from Wales. It was announced that last night's SmackDown taping, a little bit of a spoiler here, that if Edge uses the spear in Sunday's Royal Rumble pay-per-view, he will automatically lose the match against Dolph Ziggler, and Ziggler will win the World Heavyweight title. They could pass that title on to Ziggler, and that way it would save face for Edge, you know, not actually losing the title, losing against him. I don't know. Anyway, the ruling came down from Vicky Guerrero, who is in charge of SmackDown now that Teddy's been cracked on the head, I guess. Vicky declared the spear is now banned. Remember when they did that with the Gates of Hell with the Undertaker? He couldn't use that no longer. I think it lasted at least 5 or 10 minutes. It appears, though, that Ric Flair, this is kind of funny, Ric Flair has left TNA tour in the United Kingdom. I know a lot of you guys check this out over there, and let me know if you heard anything. But anyway, the word is that Flair wanted financial advance, which he was rejected by the tour manager, Craig Jenkins. As a result, Flair felt disrespected and decided to leave, not boarding the bus that was taking TNA crew to the airport for their flight to Germany. All right, here's one update. I got a couple updates on this. Anyway, one update said, an anonymous source said Flair threw a fit and he was playing Nature Boy on the tour and got pissed off and threw a tantrum, which I could just see the veins in his neck sticking out, face red. Of course, mine's red because I'm embarrassed. But anyway, as far as we know, he's still in Dublin, and this is what the guy said. He said he wasn't coming, and he wasn't in Berlin, you know, when they arrived. TNA's head of publicity, Stephen Godfrey, says TNA does not comment on personal matters, even though that guy just did. Anyway, there's a little more of an update. It is said that the situation between Flair and TNA has been building up for weeks, although nobody could point, you know, exactly what the reasons were, though. TNA, now the next thing was TNA apparently have worked out things, and he is expected to be at TNA's live event in Scotland tomorrow. But apparently Rick probably spent all his money, cash that he had with him. He wanted some advance money, or they may owe him. I don't know. I kind of just doubt that with him. I don't think he'd ever let him owe him. But he wanted an advance money ahead of time. He probably blew it out partying, and I don't know how much hookers are over there for sure, but it might be expensive. In his first interview since losing the UFC title to Cain Velasquez, Brock Lesnar dispelled the long-standing rumor that he had been interested in participating in this year's WrestleMania. He said that's just a thing. It took on a life of its own. He told Yahoo Sports. He said, I'm a fighter. There wasn't anything there. I never pursued anything. He said, no. All right. Bret Hart, by the way, revealed right after wrestling that, that's an internet show, that John Morrison once apologized to him backstage for handing out his glasses to the children before the match. He said that Morrison came up to me and he apologized. He said he felt bad and made references to stealing my gimmick, Hart said. But in fact, he even addressed that it was flattering to me. Hart said, that's good. He said, I don't think it's any difference than Rey Mysterio giving out stuff to kids. It's got to, you know, it's got to keep moving on. He said that there was any kind of connection between giving sunglasses away and giving my sunglasses away, you know, years ago, between an old fan and a young fan. He said, I think it's beautiful. I have no problem with it at all. So there goes the sunglasses sale backstage. All right, attorney for Martha Hart, the widow of Owen Hart, and the McMahon Family World Federation have requested that certain items that come up in their ongoing lawsuit with Hart be sealed for confidential reasons. Hart's side was scheduled to respond to WWE's legal motion January 15th, but details have not been publicly surfaced, which if they're trying to put a confidentiality cap on it, they're not going to tell you. And all it is, they don't want us to know, maybe even this, well, they would need to let stockholders know how much was given to the Hart family, Owens family. That's okay, pay them. You got the money. All right, believe it or not, the longest running Intercontinental Champion of all times, the Honky Tonk Man, celebrates his 58th birthday today. He was born January 25th, 1953. Brodus Clay, by the way, defeated Derek Bateman, Brian Saxton, and Johnny Curtis on tonight's NXT elimination to earn the right to pick a new WWE Pro. Clay ended up dumping his pro, Ted DiBiase, in Greece to pick up Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio has been without a rookie since Conor O'Brien was eliminated last week. World Heavyweight Champion Edge versus Kane in a street fight. Wade Barrett versus Rey Mysterio on a 3-on-1 handicap match is being advertised for SmackDown Live event February 5th, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Presumably, Mysterio will be the guy handicap in the match. He's going to be going up against two of the core, I guess. Well, they always do. It's no wonder he's just not out constantly with something, injury. Rey Mysterio. They put just monster people on that poor guy. I don't know, he maybe does it for money. Anyway, word is that the Core's new theme song, SmackDown, is End of Days by the band Nine Electric. Not familiar with them. Nunzio, remember him? One of these guys. Works the WWE taping tonight in a dark match where Percy Watson defeats Chavo Guerrero, and noted before, WWE Original is also refereed a dark match before Raw last night. So they're using him up. I didn't know they were short on referees, but Title Rex Trent Beretta versus Trent Beretta was taped last night. WWE taping in Cincinnati, Ohio for this Thursday. Superstars are Truth and Tyson Kidd versus Tyson Kidd. Primo and Zack Ryder versus Yoshi Tatsu and David Hart Smith was taped for last night's Raw. Rather, taped last night at Raw. UK boxer Amir Khan posted a photo of himself and Shane McMahon. Remember him? On Twitter last night, while the two were attending a soccer game between the Bolton and Chelsea in the English Premier League. Nothing about the soccer's over there. Earlier this week, by the way, Vince McMahon was rumored to be interested in buying the soccer team Newcastle United, another English Premier League group, after a spoof article came out. WWE is going to be holding a live event at in Romania, believe it or not, April 25th this year. Tickets go on sale now. If you're in Romania, check it out. WWE has been showing previews of the Chaperone with Triple H in area arenas, during before the shows, I guess, at the TV tapings. The main live event with NXT's four-way match between Brodus. Well, I told you about that. And the winner was going to be able to pick their own pro. So that's the big deal for that. There was 37 minutes, 27 seconds of in-ring action on this week's Raw. And believe it or not, that's up from 36 minutes last week, 10 seconds. January 22nd edition of AM Raw did a 0.35. Cable rating about close to 500,000 people watching. Last night's Raw from Detroit, Michigan scored a 3.3 cable rating with about just awful close to 5 million people. They did hours of 3.32 and 3.26, which is odd, because normally they go up in ratings as the show goes on. Apparently they went down this week. I forgot what the main event was, but normally they build up the main event all the way through the show, and then there's your peak. They usually do that at the first hour peak and then at the last hour, but apparently people didn't want to see it. Just like me. Thanks for clicking. I gotta go.